Well, I am just so thrilled to be sitting down virtually with two incredibly talented brothers who've truly made waves in the country music with our heartfelt harmonies, unique country sound. You guys are true Okies from Muskogee. We have Zach and Colton, the Swan brothers. So nice to meet you virtually, gentlemen. Welcome.
Nice to meet you, Anna. Thanks for having us on. And are you an Okie as well?
I am. I'm an Okie, but also a boomeranger, which you guys are too, in a way. If you're from Oklahoma and you're tossed out there and you somehow come back, maybe you will come back to Oklahoma
Yeah,
one day. But I know that
that's
you
the
guys are
plan.
right now in Nashville. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we man, ever since The Voice, we've just kind of been nonstop. And we just keep going and for some reason people are still listening. It's been 10 years since we were on the show, but we stay busy with shows and writing and producing and it seems like there's always something going on, and that's a blessing, as long if you can stay busy in this industry, it's definitely a blessing.
Amen to that. Let's go back a little bit. Go back in time. Let's go back to where you guys are from. You're from Muskogee, and you were very influenced by your family, and they're musical as well.
Yeah, so we grew up pretty much on a makeshift tour bus. Our parents had a Southern gospel group, and they got a tour bus and played all over the state, and some in Arkansas, some Texas. I mean, they just kind of played the whole area, and we just thought that was normal growing up on a tour bus, going to church, and then it turned into kind of like this family Branson type show. If anybody's familiar with Branson, like the variety type shows,
Mhm.
and then when they were done, when our folks were done, me and my brother, we had to keep going. We were like, oh, we're just starting, and that's when we started taking trips to Nashville when we were like 9 and 12, thinking, hey, Brooks and Dunn, they need some people to come up behind them, So
Yeah.
that's what we thought. We were gonna be the next Brooks and Dunn. So
Well, yeah, you are in your own way. You're the Swan brothers. So, talk a little bit about Oklahoma. It seems to be a magic place to bring such amazing musicians to life. What do you think it is? Is it the landscape? Is it the people? What do you think?
You know, we both spent time working at the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame when we were younger, and so we got a very big, I guess, a lot of knowledge about all the artists that are from Oklahoma. And most people think country artists, but I mean, it's every genre, and it's just very rich in musical talent. And I cannot explain it. Maybe there's something in the water. I don't know, or maybe there's just nothing else to do. People want to either play football or sing music, and I don't know. I feel very honored to even be in the talks with those people. Our picture's on the wall in the Hall of Fame now as a Rising Star Award, and I that still blows my mind. So there's just so many artists. You got Garth and Blake and Reba and Vince and Toby and Ronnie Dunn. I mean, Wade Hayes. It just goes on and on and on and on. And Kristen Chenoweth. She's not a country girl, but she's incredible. Like it's just I don't know. I feel very lucky to be from Oklahoma. We're like some of the chosen ones, I guess.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. And I was actually just there in Muskogee and I saw the big picture of you guys. And that's such an inspiring space. And I think they're going to be doing some renovations there as well and expanding it, elevating it.
That's what I hear.
yeah, that's
That's
what
what
we
I
hear. I mean, anything to bring in more people and to bring more awareness of just like what we're talking about now. It's like people don't realize, and it's not just country music either. I mean, so much talent comes from Oklahoma. It's crazy.
Yes, it does. So I'd be remiss without talking about talent, the talented Blake Shelton, and he was a mentor of yours, influenced your life, changed your life. So talk a little bit about what that was like at The Voice. Was that 2013? And here we are today. Wow, it's been
yeah.
it's been a long journey.
Yeah, I think it's been about 10 years, and which just seems crazy to me. It's been a decade. I mean, I guess we could say it's been a decade. And
Yeah, for sure.
but Blake, man, working with that guy has been just the best. He goes above and beyond. The cameras aren't rolling on us anymore on that show, and he's still. I mean, we wrote a song together the other day. He cut a song that we wrote, made the title track of his last album, a song called Body Language, then let us sing on it. We see him every year, Old Red, at Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving time, and Tishomingo. It's like this tradition that we do, and go see him and Gwen and say hey to everybody. And it's really cool to someone that we really looked up to be as like when you meet your heroes, like, and they're actually like people that you want to be around and be related to, and he's become like a crazy uncle slash brother to us, really.
Yeah, it's really cool to have that guy on your side. And what you see is what you get. I mean, he's one of the most genuine people. I mean, he literally just cooked us dinner the other night. Like it's really, really awesome to call him a friend. And I mean, he even sang on our last record. We did a covers album, and he joined us on a song, and he's just a good dude.
So I have to ask, if Blake Shelton cooked you dinner, what did he make you?
He cooked several nights, actually. We
Yeah,
one night was a brisket. I mean, he killed it. What was the
yeah.
other? We had some tots. He's like, "You guys like tots?" It was like, "Absolutely. Who doesn't like tots, man?" What else did he
We
fix?
came in one day. We spent a few days with him last week, and we came in one day, and he's like, "Well, I've made some steak and random breads, and there was like biscuits and soft pretzels and a big pot of beans and some steak, and
Wow.
it was just a good time. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a pretty good cook.
very
Well, what
hearty.
walk me through. I don't think a lot of people will get an opportunity to experience Blake and Gwen. What are they like behind the scenes in their own home?
I guess
I'm
just normal people, man. Like it's we're finally getting to a point where we feel like it's like family and friends. But I mean, it took a very long time for us to even just, and it's not because they act weird, or it's just because it's freaking Blake Shelton and
Mhm.
Gwen Stefani.
I
So
will say, I'm getting used to Blake at this point. Gwen is still Gwen Stefani to me, so it's a little intimidating. We don't get to spend as much time with her. She travels a lot, but she is as sweet as she can be. I
yeah,
mean, absolutely sweetheart.
Well, maybe you could put a word in. We could get a little interview with Blake. That would be awesome.
Well, I can tell you.
You'll
let's do
try?
it. We'll tell him. Maybe he'll cook the show dinner or something. Send it
Maybe. That'd be so
back.
cool. Well, let's take it back to Oklahoma and Merle Haggard. They just unveiled that statue. Tell us a little bit about the significance of that and how Okie from Muskogee made an impact in so many lives, and now you're carrying on that legacy.
Yeah, we played the event, and we went into a meeting, and they had Ben Haggard come and pay tribute to his dad. And man, if you've never heard Ben Haggard, he is it's almost like a carbon copy. Like, it sounds like Merle Haggard. His guitar playing is incredible. And originally the plan was for us to do a set of Merle Haggard songs to pay tribute, and then have Ben come on and do his thing. And I respectfully said, you know, it it seems silly for me to try to sing Merle Haggard when you got the best of the best doing it. I was like, let's just let him have the show. And so we thought of another idea, and we were like, all these Oklahoma artists that have come up through the Hall of Fame and been inducted and or rising star, like, they would not be who they are or where they are without the influence of Merle Haggard. So our set was just basically a whole set of country songs by Oklahoma artists and I know just by meeting all these people that Merle Haggard is a big influence. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a country singer out there that doesn't tip their hat to Merle Haggard. So it was really, really cool. And it was an honor to be a part of that. And
And the statue is just incredible. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you need to take time to go see it. The artist did incredible. And then as far as being Okie from Muskogee, we actually did that on The Voice, and I'm pretty sure that no one else will ever do Okie from Muskogee as one of their songs on The Voice
probably a
ever.
safe bet.
Probably a safe bet, but that's just who we are, and we're so proud to be from there, and so proud of our hometown for just getting something as big as that statue, and how incredible it is in our town. It's so cool.
It really is. Muskogee is such a great town. The Roxy Theater, and then of course the Music Hall of Fame. There's so much history there. And the Renaissance Festival, which is one of my favorite things to do at the
Yeah.
castle,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
right? Did you guys
yeah.
used to go to that when you were growing up?
Oh yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
a few times. Yep.
Right.
And this time of year, they start doing like, all the spooky stuff, like the hayride,
Yes,
and it's fun, man. Like you gotta love a good small town. It's just
absolutely.
there's nothing like it.
So Christmas is coming up. You have your annual Christmas concert. You've been doing this for 9 years now?
Oh my gosh, I think
It's longer than that, probably 11 or 12
this may
now.
be 12 this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were doing it before The Voice. We've always had a heart for the Salvation Army, and just the folks around there trying to raise money, just to for them to stay open, for people to have clothes on their bodies and food in their bellies, and so every year we give it our best, and we invite friends to come play the show, and everybody's done so well. Like the sponsors that get involved is like they're keeping the doors open, and
Hmm.
they're making a really big difference in people's lives. And then everyone else gets to benefit from just a killer show. And it's not because of us, like other artists come and play. And this year is really special. I don't know if we've announced the date, but I think it is December 21st. Vanessa will probably kill me for saying that, um, but this year is going to be pretty special. I'll let my brother tell you kind of the setup.
Yeah, so every year we bring in this giant production and a giant band, and which is always fun, but sometimes as artists you want to try new things and do stuff different. And this year we have finished a new project that we recorded called Imagine Cabin Sessions, and it's basically bluegrass on steroids. I mean, we still have drums and everything, but I mean, it is no bells and whistles. It's about as raw as we've ever recorded. And we had a guy playing dobro. We had a guy on fiddle. Pretty acoustic driven. The industry calls it power acoustic or something like that. But so this year we're gonna actually move the stage down into the middle of the arena and bring those musicians that played on the record, and we're gonna do a little bit different set. We're gonna have people all around us, so from every angle you'll be able to see the stage, and we'll be able to look at it's an in the round stage, and a little bit different, I guess, musicality going on there. But I'm really excited. Like we've never done an in the round show. Well, we did on the Carrie Underwood tour was the last time we did in the round,
And we teased it last year. We kind of came out, and but we got comments of like, "Hey, that was our favorite part of y'all's show," and we're like, "Man, let's do more of that then." So this will be a pretty special show. We'll announce who we're bringing really soon, and the dates and where you can get tickets and everything. But everybody has to know, like, whether you're from Tulsa, Okmulgee, people come from all over and support that show, and it means the world to us. And every time you buy a ticket, it's going to a great cause.
Wonderful. Where is the show going to be?
it's at the Muskogee Civic Center, right
Okay.
there where the Merle Haggard stuff just happened. So pretty historic building, and that's where Okie from Muskogee was recorded.
Come see
so
the statue and come to the show this year.
yeah.
Are tickets on sale?
I don't think they have
Okay.
announced it yet, or but it's going to be very, very soon.
Mhm.
We may be getting in trouble for saying that, but like it's
Okay.
going to be really, really soon. If we announce that stuff, we always mess stuff up, so I don't want to.
We are finalizing the guest artists that are coming with us, and once that is able to be announced, we'll be rocking and rolling.
It's all good. You're giving people a little preview and getting them excited to get their tickets because I'm sure that's going to sell out. And let me just say, as a performer who's performed in the theater in the round, it is so powerful. And to watch it that way, you can see it all angles. I can't wait to see that. And hopefully we can come and watch that and experience it ourselves. So we have the CMAs coming up. Talk to me a little bit about how you see the evolution of country music, right? From Merle Haggard and the greats of, I like to call my grandfather's era, and how he taught me about country music to where we are today. How has it changed? And do you like the change?
It has changed a lot. I mean, I think you have traditionalists that would say, "Oh, that's not country music," or stuff. I hear that all the time, and I've even thought that sometimes. But I think the point is you've got a broader spectrum of people listening to country music and keeping country music alive. And that's more important than anything. As a matter of fact, I read something the other day that I think country music is probably one of the most popular genres now.
Mhm.
And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say I like all of it, but I like that people like it. And the more fans you get into country music, the more that they expand and listen to more country music, whether it's us or our friends, or, you know, it's cool to just add more people to the family. And I will say publicly, man, I dig what Post Malone's doing and the way he's doing it. I mean, it's like he came to Nashville and he wrote with Nashville writers. He used Nashville musicians. He went to Tootsie's. He did all the things, the stuff that every country artist is doing. So um, you can tell he's a fan, and that I think that's really cool.
I love that attitude. Now, the CMAs, they'll be here, aired right on Channel 8, and we're excited to watch. But I want to ask you, you've been there, you've been nominated. What's that like when you're sitting there in the seats, you're behind the scenes? What was that like for you guys?
Man, the show is so fun. I mean, because you have everybody, the biggest of the big, like performing, and the newest of the new, and to be nominated and sitting in the seat, it's like it doesn't feel real. It just doesn't like that. And I think we got a card that says, once you're nominated, you're like a lifetime CMA member, and like that's just the coolest thing ever that a couple of hillbillies from Oklahoma get to say that,
Yeah.
and
They gave us
so
a little like metal thing that I still have sitting in my house, you know, as a nominated artist, and that's just like I still look at that all the time. I'm like, no way. You know?
yeah, and but just to be in the building was a huge blessing. God's been really good to us. The industry's been good to us. People have supported our journey, and like that. I don't know really how to explain that besides like you don't think it's ever going to happen, and then it does. But the show itself, it's a pretty lengthy show. So here's some insight for you. If like they got seat fillers, they got if there's a commercial, you are getting up, going to the bathroom, then trying to get back and rushing around, and on those days you're doing so many interviews on the red carpet, and honestly, you don't really have a lot of time to eat or drink anything. So when there's a commercial, you are busting your butt to go, grab some water, grab something to put in your stomach, and then get back because it's a long night for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, everybody's hanging. I'll never forget we went to one of the local spots there afterwards, and I was sitting across from George Strait, and it was one of the coolest moments of my life just seeing him after the show, just sitting and talking to him, and it's just like I think he won. I forgot what he won that year, but anyway, it was just like everybody's together. It is kind of, it's a family for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I was looking at the lineup of nominees. Have you guys seen who is nominated, and do you have any favorites? Are you rooting for anyone in particular?
I have not seen, I'm not going to lie to you. I have not even looked at that stuff. I mean, I have some favorite artists right now that I can't turn off. I hope they're involved. I don't know if they are or not, but I love Cody Johnson. I love Zach Top. Um, like if any of those guys are in there, that's awesome. But
Blake
it,
and Carey is always at the top of our list. We love seeing them win anything and everything.
yeah,
But yeah, it'd be cool to see Zach Top take something this year, like new artist of the year or something. If he's not nominated, I hope he is.
he's awesome.
Walk me through a typical day of Zach and Colton. What do you do? What time do you get up? What do you eat for breakfast? What do you do? What's your schedule like?
I
Well,
wish there was routine, to be honest. I wish
yeah,
there was like some kind of um like everyday occurrence that happens. And other than, saying your prayers and maybe hitting the gym, for me, it's kind of different
I
every day.
definitely don't hit the gym. Um, I think, you know, I don't. We're musicians, so I'm not going to sit here and say that we get up early. Now, when it comes around to fall and hunting season, we do get up a little earlier, but other than that, I mean, we don't sleep all day. I have done that in my younger years, but the older I get, the earlier I wake up. I don't know why, but I don't know. I not a big breakfast guy. Usually we get up and start writing or recording something. Really big into writing. That's kind of what makes this town go round. So at least 2 or 3 times a week we have co-writes scheduled with other writers in town, and
And usually that starts around 10 or 11 a.m.,
Mhm.
like a right in this town. Um, and I don't know if that is because musicians like just like they're not awake until about that time.
Musicians don't function early.
But
I'll
it's
say
just
that.
it's always been that it's always been like that. Like any right that we've ever had has always been like, all right, we got y'all at 11, we got y'all at 10, you know. So
What inspires you when it comes to writing your songs?
Um, we get it from everywhere. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, obviously, you write love songs for girls, and but recently I just randomly one night at midnight started thinking about my grandpa and stuff that he's handed down to us, and then I think one song is about mom, and that came because she called and warned us about a tornado that was coming to Nashville, and we wrote a song in 20 minutes about it, and it's just it strikes all the time. There's
yeah.
there's no formula at all.
Well,
Yeah, anyway. Oh, go ahead.
your song Mama's definitely struck a chord. I'm driving up to Lookout Mountain and I'm listening to it and I got teared up. I am a mom, and what a blessing to have a child write a song like that to their mother. We do so much, and sometimes we don't feel appreciated. So that's such a beautiful, powerful song.
Oh,
Well, thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was crazy. It took us about 3 hours to write that, but it was only because we just kind of kept tearing up during the session. It really only should have taken about 20 minutes. It was weird. It just came out, and I think it was like a therapy session for us.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, it seems that faith is a big part of your life. The world is in turmoil. You can't not notice it. So, what are you praying for these days?
Man, I just want, I feel like the more, not to get too spiritual here, but I think the more of God that I can get and just more intimacy in his presence, like the more the world seems hopeful to me and the more joy that just kind of fills my heart and mind. And but yeah, I mean, of course, you're praying for right leadership, you're praying for right friendships and all that, and just health. I think we've seen the world go since 2020, just been like in a season of like, hey, a lot of people need just some good old healing in their life, some health in their life, and so anyway, that for me, that I think that would be it. Like just more of God, because I feel like that's the only thing that's really gonna bring peace to a lot of situations.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said the word out that immediately came to mind. I mean, for me, I think it would be joy. For everybody, it just seems like a time where everybody's upset about something, and at the end of the day, most of the stuff that they're upset about just doesn't matter. It just does not matter. So, um, I don't know. I would love to. I know it's cliche, but I would just love to see people get along a little more, even if you disagree. I mean,
Right.
no matter what side of the fence you're on, and I was just having this conversation with friends last night. It's like I know my friends that disagree with me, and we're still friends, and
Hmm.
we respect each other. And I think that a lot more people should do that. That's the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
where disagreement doesn't equal like disownment.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
That's very important. What's a fun fact? A fun fact that our viewers here in Oklahoma might not know about you guys.
I can tell one about you.
Yeah, tell one about each other.
Okay, this will be a lot more fun.
Um, it's really really odd how good my brother is, and I don't brag on him about anything really. It's really odd how good he is at. Y'all remember the game Tetris, just the old school
Oh.
game Tetris?
Yeah.
My brother, it's insane how good he is. Like I would say he's one of the best in the world, and I don't understand it. I really don't. Um,
Best in the world. Yeah, right.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like, and not a lot of people know that.
How funny. Well, it's because you guys are like my age. We're, around 40, right? A little
Yeah,
younger, a
yeah,
little. And so we grew up with Mario Brothers and Tetris. That's what
yeah.
we
Mhm.
played growing up.
It's funny. I bought a PS5 when they came out, and the first game I downloaded was Tetris, and it's pretty much all I play on there. And I've got like this new game system, but yeah, I still play Tetris.
Well,
I'm not a
bravo.
big gamer, but yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Something fun about Colton. Big smell guy. He's
Excuse me?
he's a big smell guy. Like this dude is so. I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but
Explain
uh,
that though.
well, like for instance, he can like peg a cologne or perfume from anywhere, like stuff that I wouldn't normally smell. Like we got into an Uber recently, and I can't remember what he said, but like he just like chimed off the guy's cologne that he was wearing, and the guy was like basically looked at him like, "Stop sniffing me," because we were in the back seat.
The driver,
Yeah,
the Uber driver.
the Uber driver, and yeah, Colton knew it. He knew exactly what it was. I was like, "How do you?" I don't even know if I have cologne in my house. To be honest, I mean, I'm sure I do, but it's not. But he's really into it, and I'm talking. He gets pretty fancy with them too.
Yeah, I pick up on smells a lot. It's crazy. I got a good sniffer, I guess.
What a compliment.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a fun fact. That's probably just a random weird fact.
That's a
But
great fun fact. That's one of the best I've heard. Okay, we've got a Tetris aficionado and a good sniffer.
good
Wow.
sniffer, good sniffer.
You
Yeah.
guys are fun.
Wow, are
So,
we boring?
not at all. I
Man,
mean,
we need to
what,
get out.
besides
Yeah.
being fun and interesting, I mean, what else do you do? I see you hunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big hunters. I mean, that's not to, I don't know, some people can't stand that we hunt, but if we eat venison all the time. I mean, it's more than going to the grocery store, or it's just it's
I,
something that we love,
I don't know the last time I bought meat at a store actually. And if you can hunt it, I spend a lot of time doing it. I look forward to deer season more than anything every year, and then when it's off, we'll get ready for turkey season. So I love it.
I would
And
like to make some time for some golf too. I haven't golfed in like a year and a half or so, and I'm a big golfer. Love it, but I just haven't got to go.
yeah.
We're in the thick of hunting season right here in Oklahoma. How is it in Nashville?
Well, we actually go back to Oklahoma to
Ah,
hunt. Uh, we have some spots there, and a lot of it has nothing to do with actual hunting. It's there's just a lot of memories, and there's something peaceful about being out there. I mean, I've had some of my closest talks with God watching the sun come up while sitting in a tree stand.
mm-hmm.
It's it's just really it. I don't know. There's something just very, and it means more when you're in Oklahoma. On your own property, and I don't know. It's spiritual. I love it.
We get it. Well, I've gotten to know the men behind the music, so let's bring it back to your music. What can fans expect next from you guys?
You know, uh, we definitely have some shows coming up in that area that you don't want to miss. We got the Old Red. It's usually the weekend after Thanksgiving. It
Mhm.
sells out every year. So when those go on sale, please get them fast, because we always have people hitting us up in the DMs. It's not a huge venue. So uh, get your tickets to that and the Salvation Army show, December 21st. That's a killer show, and it's a great cause. But we have a project coming out called Imagine Cabin Sessions. Did I say that right?
Mhm.
And we're really stoked about it. It's the most raw, real project that we've done. And
There's already 3 songs from it out right now,
yeah,
and there's 2 more left, and the next one's coming real soon. And then at the end of it, we'll package it all up as a
yeah.
little EP.
And I think 2025, you're going to see us on the road quite a bit. And so just be looking at swanbrothers.com to, or just Instagram or Facebook. We're on all the stuff. So
Mhm.
Great. Well, I'm following you, and I love how you always bring it back through Oklahoma. So we are so grateful that you took time out of your busy schedules to have this interview with us here at News Channel 8, and so just appreciative of who you guys are and keeping this country music alive and sharing music and faith through all that you do.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks for taking time for us, and good luck to everybody at the CMAs. It's a big night.
I want
Right.
to say thanks to everyone in Oklahoma too. It's by far our biggest support group, and we see it and we feel it, and we love Oklahoma for sure.
If you come to the show, come on and just get up and do